using the Commando Helicopter plan from toymakingplans.com.
Once you have your pattern, cut all the pieces out, apply it to our 2x6 and apply the pieces to your hardwood. Now you can make this all out of pine if you want. What I usually do is I make the body out of 2x6 lumber and then a few accent pieces, like you'll see the gun turrets and the landing slides and a few of the turret holders. I'll make out of some hardwood. It kind of gives it a little more expensive feel, helps it sell at the craft shows, and this is a real popular item. So once you get these cut out, get them glued down to your stock. Some people use spray adhesive. I just used a little glue stick, put it on the back of the paper, stick it down, because I'm going to peel it off in a minute. And before you start cutting out, you want to, while everything is still square, you'll want to drill all these holes. For instance, this is a 1/4 inch through hole all the way down to here. It's hard to do once it's cut, so you want to drill it while you've still got this square piece to set on your drill press. That's what we'll do first, is we'll drill all these 1/4 inch holes. That will be a starter hole for the scroll saw to cut it out that window. Now the cockpit doors, there's one on each side, and they're going to be 1/4 inch MDF. I have put two pieces together so that when we drill them and cut them, they'll be identical. Now that we have all of our holes drilled, now we can cut this out. I'm going to cut the outside part on the bandsaw, and I'm even going to cut this inside part on the bandsaw. What I'm going to do is make an entry cut right here, and then I'll just glue it back together. But this part will cut on the scroll saw. Now there's many ways to finish these. What I have found to be most popular at the craft fairs is when I paint the body, the main rotor, the cockpit, and the tail rotor a camouflage pattern using camo, tan, gray, and green. Now the other parts, the hardwood parts, I'll just finish with some clear poly. You notice part of it was masked off. You do want to look at the assembly drawings, and the plan has real good assembly drawings, and it shows you where to mask, because you do have to glue pieces together. So you want to make sure you mask off in the appropriate areas so that future steps the glue will adhere. As we start the assembly for this helicopter, I'm not going to show every step by step of the assembly. The plans and the instructions are just so well done, it's real easy to follow. There's only 6 basic steps to assembling this thing, and if you want a preview of the plans, the first page shows each part, it's numbered, gives you some dimensions, how many, of what size. So it's real easy to follow. The second page is an exploded view that shows every part number. You can see the relationship. Next couple of pages are step-by-step instructions. What you do first, what you do second, what you do third. Like I said, there's only about 2 pages of assembly instructions. So easy to follow. Hey guys, before we get to the assembly part of this helicopter, I'd like to express my appreciation for everybody that watches and subscribes and comments, and we really appreciate the support. Thanks very much. Check out my website. The link will be in the description. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook. All the social media links will be in the description below. And once again, I really appreciate all the support and the following. If you're new to us, the first time you've seen our channel, I'd ask you to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. That way you'll know when we come out with videos in the future. Once again, I appreciate everybody's support, and until next time, be safe, but don't give up. Now, we assemble this helicopter. One of the things you do need to do before you start your assembly is go through the parts list and cut all the 1/4-inch dowels to the size and to the quantity that you're going to need. I did that while my paint and my finish was drying. Our next step is to prepare the gun turret that's going to be under here. First off, we'll put in the 2 gun barrels. This next step, this turret has to move, so we glue the shaft in. All this is in the instructions. Okay, our next step is going to be to glue the 2 landing skids onto the body. It'll be like something like that. And that is why we mask off this area and this area, so that we could glue it. Now this is probably the hardest part of the build. The way I go about this is I get a piece of scrap about 1 inch thick, 7/8 to 1 inch thick. There's a drawing in the plans that shows the correct placement. But I set the body on it, and then the skid on the ground positioned in the right spot, and that is usually where the front is about just short of the seat here. That's pretty close to being correct. And we'll let that dry, and then I'll do the same thing with the other side. You can do both sides at the same time, but it's to me it's a little challenging. We'll be right back and do the other side. And now we will repeat it for the other side. Make sure we're setting flush. Get the two skids even. Now we let that dry. With that done, let's install the turret assembly that we built earlier. Now this turret turns freely on this 1/4 inch shaft like this, so all we have to do is put on our little bottom washer. Just make sure we don't glue the turret to the shaft. It's just a little bit of thin CA. Set that aside. It's time to build the cockpit.